Well, my name's Debbie Simister and my role is Vice President of Learning and Development for Middle East and Africa. I've been in this role for about a year and a half, so I've certainly had an exciting time getting to know this region, the many challenges, but also the amazing opportunities that it offers. My role is really responsible for the strategic overview of talent development and learning across the region and supporting our strategy at AccorHotels, which is ensuring that everybody anywhere has an opportunity to learn and grow with us. I think there's been many challenges along the way. I think initially I'm quite a high achiever, so I set very high expectations for myself. That's both professionally and personally. So earlier on in my career, I wanted to be very successful, but I also wanted to have children. So I think one of the first speed humps was returning to work. I have 2 children, and actually just balancing the pressures of a work environment and travel, as well as wanting to be the best mum that I can. I think some of the other challenges, I've been fortunate to move around different regions. Before coming to the Middle East, I worked in Tokyo in Japan. And this is certainly fascinating when you talk about gender diversity, women empowerment, and there were a lot of challenges there. So you really have to be quite resilient, you have to believe in yourself, and you just have to keep going. So I think that was something that would be an achievement as well. Recently I was made Vice President of Learning and Development in this region, so that's probably my highest accolade professionally, and I certainly feel really privileged and honoured to have the opportunity to have this role with AccorHotels. But probably personally there's nothing better than being a mother and having children. It's extremely rewarding. Sometimes successfully and sometimes not so. I think on reflection, one of the biggest tips or things that are really important is to realise that there isn't actually an exact science to work-life balance. There's always going to be a bit of give or take, and the support infrastructure that you have is really essential, especially when you're doing a really big job and you're travelling and you also have a family. You've got to have people around you that enable you and make sure that you can be at your best. Yeah, that's a good question. I have an 8-year-old daughter, and I say to her that you have to dream big and that you can be anything that you want to be. She knows that there are no stereotypes in our mind, in our family, and that it's really important to believe in yourself, position yourself equally as a gender, be confident, and you'll really go far. I think it's important to realise that there's a choice. So actually some women don't want the really senior roles, and so they choose to opt out at a certain level, and in our industry we actually see that a lot. There's a lot of women that are in heads of departments positions, and they make a choice at some point. But for those that do want to go further, it's really about being tenacious. It's about, I mentioned it earlier about being resilient. It's making sure you've got really strong sponsors in the business. I've been so fortunate in my career to have male and female mentors and sponsors, and I wouldn't be here today without the help from those people. So I think that's a really important factor. Absolutely. Yeah, we have a lot of global policies, strategies, guidelines. In fact, there was a new program recently launched around gender diversity and empowerment called RISE, RISE is actually spelt with 2 I's because it aims to ensure that men and women are seen equally. And also we've got some local initiatives within AccorHotels. We're working on launching early in 2019 a General Manager Development Program, which will have men and female in this development fast track program, and I think that's really important to make sure that they're developing and going through that journey together. I think it's specific to different industries. It's particularly hard in this part of the world because there isn't actually the legislation that supports this as widely as perhaps other mature countries. So there is more that we could be doing. You know, if we look at job sharing or women coming back part-time, that's actually quite difficult for our hotels. And also making sure that there's great childcare facilities and there's those sorts of options. Plenty of those exist, but I think there's always more that we can do to make life easier.